Hello, so my name is Kevis, and I'm going to be presenting the unexpected amount of carbon released from trawling for fish. So the summary for trawling for fish is trawling is the practice of dragging huge fishing nets along the ocean floor to catch seafood like shrimp, cod, fish, etc. Because of trawling, a big amount of carbon dioxide is being released into the ocean, which is causing global warming. As of right now, only 7% of the ocean is protected, and only 3% is heavily protected. As a result of ocean warming, sharks, fish stock, and stingray populations have declined dramatically. If the ocean floors would be left alone, the carbon that is stored there could remain there for thousands of years. Carbon that is released from the seafloor makes the ocean water more acidic, which threatens the marine life, and it also reduces the amount of atmospheric carbon in the ocean can absorb. Trawling for fish is the equivalent to deforestation, which uh, which is decreasing biodiversity in the ocean. Some potential solutions are to protect strategic zones in the ocean from fishing, drilling, and mining, and 20% of the ocean will need to be set aside in order to maximize fish catch. There has been an international push to implement a safeguard of at least 30% of the Earth's land and oceans by 2030. Biodiversity conservation. Marine biodiversity is different varieties of life living in the ocean. The main goals are to prevent extinction and to be able to prevent evolutionary or preserve evolutionary history of marine life. This study shows that if we can protect 21% of the ocean, the 90% of marine biodiversity will benefit from MPAs. So in figure 2A, the blue dots on the graph represent the marine protected areas. The red represents three goals that are set aside. The orange represents two, and the yellow represents one. In figures 2B and C, the graphs show how biodiversity and carbon plateau as a fraction of ocean is protected, and it shows that food is decreasing as as fraction of ocean protected increases. So for carbon storage, the largest pool of organic carbon come from marine sediments, which is crucial for long-term storage. If left undisturbed, organic carbon and marine sediments can remain there for thousands of years. However, if disturbed, then carbon can remineralize and turn into CO2, which will increase the acidity in the ocean and add more buildup to the atmospheric CO2. It is estimated that 1.3% of the global ocean is trawled each year, which is increasing aqueous CO2 emission as well as the carbon metabolism of sediments. Because of the increase in CO2 in water, it can have very complex effects on the carbon cycle, biodiversity, and primary production. So the results have shown that if we are able to protect 71% of the ocean, then biodiversity could go up to 91%, and carbon emission could go down by as much as 48% with no change in future yield of fisheries. If no value is placed on biodiversity and only 28% of the ocean was protected, only 35% of biodiversity would increase and CO2 emission would skyrocket, which would be a really bad thing. So for the discussion, ocean conservation can go a long way in delivering lasting benefits to marine biodiversity, food security, and climate mitigation. In order to achieve these benefits, more investments need to be made on MPAs. Reducing the release of CO2 emissions is essential for the future because the ocean can only take so much from both the atmosphere and from trawling. Although the global cooperation may be tough, it is necessary to resolve this problem before it's too late. So I believe the primary source is accurate because, as we have seen in years past and even currently, global warming is increasing, and climate change is still a very big problem that's yet to be solved. The news article is also accurate because the release of carbon from the ocean floor impacts many organisms from marine life to us humans. And studies have also shown that because of the release of carbon, marine biodiversity is likely to decrease in the coming years, and the ocean will no longer be able to take in as much atmospheric CO2 as in the past years. Trawling for fish is not helping the cause either. It is only worsening the global warming and climate change by releasing unwanted CO2 emission from the ocean ground. So that's the end. And this is my works cited page. And thank you for listening.